Let it snow.
Let it
Let it
snow,
snow.
let it
Let it
snow. It was the
snow.
most beautiful snow I've ever seen. Are we on?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
on.
Well, it was the nicest snow I've seen in a long time. It was so pretty.
It. I was getting ready to leave, and I walked outside, and I did something on the back porch, and I walked inside, and I went to the bedroom, and gathered up some of my little stuff I'd left that I need to carry with me. Walked back in the kitchen, and the ground was covered with
It
snow.
was covered with snow. The same thing happened to me, sort of the same
And
way.
it was
I
just
never
a pretty,
dreamed it was
oh,
going
it
to snow.
felt so pretty.
Yeah, it really was pretty. And Shannon, who goes to Franklin to work, they had no sign of snow all day. And she said the first snow she saw was when she drove into Tullahoma.
Yeah,
So we really got it sort of hammered.
well, good for us.
It was pretty. But I guess Franklin County got some snow. Cause
Probably, yeah, probably did. But it was nice, and I came back, I came in here, and I did some work in here, and it snowed, and I watched it fall. Then it just sort of stopped.
Yeah.
Then there for a little while, it started back up just
Yeah,
a little bit, and then it was over.
it covers the world with something that makes it not so ugly for a while.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll tell you what was beautiful. I was driving last night, looking, going home in the evening. Bless you. Again, they sneezing back there. Red buds are in bloom.
I know, I love red
Now,
buds.
did you see any red buds covered in snow?
No.
You could just see that pink just sort of shining through.
Beautiful.
Everything else around is white. And there's a soft pink glowing from underneath that snow on the redbud trees.
No, but that's
beautiful. Oh, they're just beautiful.
With the sun coming down.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, just beautiful.
I wish I had a redbud tree. I did at one time in the past, but it was too close to the power line, so I no longer have it. Because growing up in them hills of Middle Tennessee at Beech Grove, we could look up on top of the hill when the springtime came, and the redbuds and dogwood be in full bloom. And I miss all that. That was so pretty.
Just cover the whole hillside.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Anyway, so have you had a good week?
Yeah. Oh, and I'll tell you what I did. Friday night, I went over to the comedy night at the Event Nook, and it was I guess there's probably 100 people in there.
Oh.
So, and it was dimly lit, and she has all kinds of tables and chairs. And
yeah.
The downtown sandwich shop.
They did the food.
Where they were in there, and they had food and drinks and all that, and it was interesting.
Good.
A lot of different kinds of comedy, and everybody seemed to be having a good time.
Great.
Good for them. Saturday, I did something that I'm proud of myself for doing, because sometimes I haven't done it. If you look back in your life, as you will, as you age, you will realize that some of the people that affected you in your life were teachers.
Absolutely.
And some of them good, and some of them not so good ways. But most of them, there's one or two or three who helped mold you into who you are.
Absolutely.
And I've always tried to stay in touch with those people, one way or another. Like Blanche McClure right now is living over in the Carolinas, and she's 101, and we speak probably weekly.
That's great.
And Beth, her daughter, of course, was a year behind me in school, and great friends with the Couch family. So I'm in touch with her. Miss Virginia Neff was one of the English teachers that I had, 8th grade.
Yeah.
and she was a hard old woman, but she was kind at the same time, and she helped form some of the things
I
in
bet
me.
she knew how to get your attention.
I don't know. She just found me and saw something in me that she wanted to mold a little bit, and she did. And I said, you know, I used to visit her, and then I sort of quit, and I told Fran, I said, I need to go see Miss Neff. I need to go see Miss Neff. And the next time I said I need to go see Miss Neff, Fran said, well, she passed away.
Yeah.
And I was forever sad about that, and so I've tried very hard not to let that happen. So Saturday afternoon, Fran and I went down to Bell Buckle and spent about 2.5 hours with Maggie Vaughn, who is our state poet laureate.
Is she still the state poet laureate?
Yes, she is. Okay. Until death do they part.
Is that the way it works?
Well, that's the way it works with her.
Oh, okay.
Because, and what a delightful afternoon we had. And Maggie is aging out. You'll see pictures of her on the internet. She wears plaid pajamas. That's all she wears.
Plaid pajamas.
She's going to a tuxedo event. She'll have a pair of plaid pajamas on. You know, because she doesn't move very well, and she's wheelchaired around. But you'll see her in Kroger's
in her
riding one of those
pajamas.
machines, or she'll be. It's Daffodil Days this week coming up in Bell Buckle.
Yeah.
She'll be all over that.
Good.
She's having a little bit of problem with her memory, and she has some illness, serious illness, but she's 88 years old, so she should.
Well, yeah, I forget a lot of things. I mean, I don't have room in my head for all I've seen and done.
Right.
It's crowded in there.
It's crowded. That's right. And so I read. You know, Maggie is always reading to people her stuff, and I said, Maggie, I said, would you do me a favor? And she said, well, sure will, honey.
So she read something?
And I said, you're always so good to read and share with people around you. I said, may I read to you?
I bet she said
I would
yes.
love to share with you. And she said, why, darling, just anything you want to do. And I read to Maggie for about, on and off, for about 30, 45 minutes, different things. And we talked about writing, and she has a new book out, and I'm sure it'll probably be the last one.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice book about her life, and has her story and her history and the people involved in her life.
That's
and has,
wonderful.
of course, short stories and poetry and everything in it. So
I wonder when she started writing. Had she been writing
when she
all
was
her
young,
life?
very young. Her daddy wanted a boy, another boy, and she has a brother. But Maggie wasn't a boy. Maggie acted like a boy because he made her act like one, I guess. But I don't think Maggie's ever been married. She was the first female in Nashville to ever sell advertising for a newspaper.
That's pretty amazing.
And she and Loretta Lynn, she was very deeply steeped in the music business up there. Wrote a lot of songs, with a lot of them.
Do you remember the names of any of those songs that she
No,
wrote?
not really.
Okay.
And
I know Loretta Lynn sang her song.
but Loretta sang a bunch of her songs, and Tammy Wynette, and I mean, she knew them all. She had a key to the back door of the Ryman. She'd go in anytime she wanted.
That's great.
So, but that's Maggie, and I love her.
She was
and,
an interesting lady.
If you this weekend is going to be Daffodil Days down there. So if you're down there and you see a woman in a golf cart
in her
wearing
pajamas.
plaid pajamas, she'll have some kind of hat on, big old black glasses about that big. You think Ann Baldwin has big glasses? They look like John Lennon compared to what Maggie wears. So thank you, Maggie, for the time you gave me. have given me in the past
And given the world.
and given the world. So, with that said, let's see.
Are you going to read to me? Oh, we got stuff.
We got stuff.
I would say, I think Chorus Line opens this weekend at South Jackson
Yes, it
Performing
does.
Arts Center, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday matinee, and the following weekend.
All right, and Saturday night, Becky Buller is 21st at 7 p.m. is at the Park Theater in McMinnville. So there's Becky, and she'll be up at the Park Theater in McMinnville,
Nice picture. I love her red hair.
7 p.m. So go up there and see Becky. She's a great one. She would be here today herself, but you know, it's amazing how the ones who really are successful and have little time to spare do so much. And she's teaching violin lessons this morning.
Yeah.
So that's why she couldn't be here. And on the road, everywhere she goes, she's going somewhere all the time. But she spends time with the little ones.
Well,
And
that's
teaching.
important.
It's very important. That's what you
She
did.
won't live forever. She has to put her brains into someone else.
And then we've got the Tullahoma City School Job Fair, March 28th, coming up, East Middle School. Excuse me. And that's from 9 to 11 a.m. So go and check that out. Piping on the Green. That's April the 11th, and that is at South Jackson Performing Arts Center.
Rain or shine.
And rain or shine. And there will be Celtic Festival and games. I think this is the first year there's been games.
I think it is too.
There's tabor tossing and sabers and all kinds of
and lifting,
physical games.
Lifting huge things.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
We were in Scotland.
Boulder throw.
Oh yeah, there's a
So,
lot to see.
Celtic workshops,
So-
Celtic music, dancers, craft vendors, food, whiskey tasting.
Oh my goodness, yes.
You know, with that sword sticking in the ground right there, I imagine there's going to be a sword throwing.
I think so. And wear
So-
your kilt if you have one.
Oh, and we want to also, I'm remiss in not having a picture of this, but I think it's this week that Celtic Cup is celebrating their 17th
That's right.
year
17th year.
of being in business.
I forgot what night that is.
And I think it's Thursday night. But go to the Celtic Cup and find out. Great coffee shop, great food. They're the ones that had the piping on the green on their property until it got so big that it just wasn't enough.
It got so
room.
big, and we think that'll be 2 days next year
Yeah.
instead of 1 day.
2-day
'Cause it-
two-day event. Yeah, it should
I
be.
think so. I believe that's what
Should be. That'd be wonderful.
they programmed for.
So don't forget about those things. I was talking about reading to Maggie. Maggie wrote. This is my book of Loku. Maggie wrote a foreword for this, and I won't read it because it's almost too gushy.
Oh, you ought to read it.
Huh?
That's sweet of her to write that, and
Well,
she
let
writes
me see.
what
Let me see if this
she
is the
means.
right book.
And if she didn't mean it, she wouldn't have written it. So share that with us. It's nice to have somebody compliment you and tell you how fabulous you are.
How
Yeah.
fabulous I am.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in this one. This
Oh.
is an old book.
Then read us a poem. A famous Loku.
Well, I'm just,
I
you
think-
can open this up and you can find a whole lot of stuff. Just about every page. There's something. Once I knew a squirrel named Crackit, whose job caused a whole lot of racket. He hammered, clawed, chiseled, gnawed, and at times just walked up and whacked it. It's not always appealing working with artichokes.
That's cute. I like it.
Let's see. The 4 P's of success are promise, performance, persistence, production.
Production.
Whether you are forced to choose, whether you are forced or choose to fight, stand strong in your search for right, and always temper your resolution with mercy.
That's good.
One's life may reflect goals achieved and things acquired, but you will be remembered by what you did with these things. Your legacy will be defined by those choices. It's been said, youth is wasted on the young. Boundless energy stray from frivolous to sublime. But when the time comes for grave decisions, I defer to Winston Churchill, who once stated, when youth departs, I pray wisdom is enough.
I like that, because youth will not last forever.
This is very important right now in our society. The way people are treating each other in less than disrespectful ways. We are created of one heart and one mind, created to care for and share with each other. No matter what the world throws at us, we will survive as long as we remain of one heart.
We need to learn that.
Huh?
We need to learn to live that.
And it's time for another reading out of the Easter Omnibus. This is the 3rd piece. It's called The Sound of Salvation. I decided I would try to paint a picture of the cross, of the crucifixion, by the sounds that were heard.
In words.
In words.
Yeah.
There were many sounds on the road to Calvary. The rustle of palm leaves beneath his sandal feet. The sounds of betrayal uttered in Gethsemane. The cheers of the crowd when they set Barabbas free. The sound of sobs and weeping from those lining the street, as the weight of the cross he bore drove him to his knees. The sound of the hammer as they nailed him to the cross. The sound as he begged forgiveness for all those that were lost. The sound of the storm God sent to end this deed. The sounds of fear. The sound of desperation's pleas. The sound of loved ones' whispers as they walked him to the tomb. And the Christ they loved and worshiped was sealed in a room. Then between the sounds of prayers and tears, his voice found its way in. Above the grief and sorrow, they heard his words, I will rise again. So they went to the tomb on the 3rd day and heard the sound of salvation in the silence of emptiness, when the stone was rolled away.
Makes me think of the sound of silence, the
We'll
song.
be back after these messages. Didn't think I could keep this guy silent, did you?
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
For over 40 years, family-owned Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration is the name you can trust for residential and commercial HVAC installation, maintenance, and repair. As we transition to our next generation of leadership, the Stroop team is committed to providing your indoor comfort needs. We at Stroop's emphasize excellence in everything we do with certified technicians, 24/7 emergency service, and free estimates. Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
You're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, my buddy, my songwriting buddy, Tim Daly, lives up in Nashville area and plays at Tootsie's. Been playing at Tootsie's probably for 20 years. And I was thinking one day about talking to somebody, and I picked up my phone, cell phone, and I called, and I couldn't get anybody to answer the phone. And I knew he was there, and so I thought, well, I'll just leave a message. And so the message I left was, just pick up the phone, I need to talk to you. And so I left it at that. Well, Tim called me back and he said, you know, why'd you say that? And I said, because I'm tired of people not answering the phone. Now everybody's got a cell phone. They can look on that cell phone and say, well, that's John Gray. I don't want to talk to him. He can't do me any good. Or that's a bill collector. I don't want to talk to him. So people just don't answer the phone like they used to. I can remember my grandmother down in South Louisiana. They were on a party line. The phone would ring. She'd pick up the phone, answer the phone, and in about 2 or 3 minutes she might be talking. All of a sudden you'd hear her say, now Pearl, get off that line. This call has nothing to do with you. Well, that meant Aunt Pearl had picked up her phone to listen to what Granny was saying to somebody else. They were on a party line. Everybody answered the phone back then. Now nobody answers the phone. So we ended up writing a song, just pick up the phone, and we got a little video of it right here, Tim singing the song. Tim Daly, John Gray, just pick up the phone.
Just pick up the phone. Yeah, I want to talk to you. I miss the sound of a telephone ringing, like the one that used to hang on the wall. Between my brothers and sisters and the dogs and me, we'd all race to answer the call. Yeah, it might have been Daddy calling Mama, saying he'd be coming home late. But it was always people talking to people. Now, man, wasn't that great? So just pick up the phone. Yeah, I want to talk to you. Don't want to hear you say, sorry, I'm away, but I'll get back to you soon. Don't want to leave you a message, and I ain't gonna wait for the tone. I want to talk to you, whatever you do, just pick up the phone. Now this brave new world that we live in has all but left me behind. You can email and text and Twitter, but what happened to that telephone line? Yeah, there's MySpace and Facebook and YouTube, where the world can see it all. And between them selling and trying to collect, nobody answers at all. So just pick up the phone. Yeah, I want to talk to you. Don't want to hear you say, sorry, I'm away, but I'll get back to you soon. Don't want to leave you a message, and I ain't gonna wait for the tone. I want to talk to you, whatever you do, just pick up the phone. Yeah, I could be broke down in the middle of nowhere, fearing for my life, while you're sitting there in your easy chair, sipping on a cold Bud Light. Oh man, that ain't right. Just pick up the phone. Yeah, I want to talk to you. Don't want to hear you say, sorry, I'm away, but I'll get back to you soon. Don't want to leave you a message, and I ain't gonna wait for the tone. I need to talk to you, whatever you do, just pick up the phone. I need to talk to you, whatever you do, just pick up the phone.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while,
Yeah.
where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
For over 40 years, family-owned Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration is the name you can trust for residential and commercial HVAC installation, maintenance, and repair. As we transition to our next generation of leadership, the Stroop team is committed to providing your indoor comfort needs. We at Stroop's emphasize excellence in everything we do with certified technicians, 24/7 emergency service, and free estimates. Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Good morning, all you wonderful people in TV land and camera ladies. Thanks, John, for that introduction, and Madam Elf. We're delighted to see that you made it here this morning. You know, this is a wonderful season. Hot, cold, dry, wet, whatever it is. The Christmas season always fills you with good spirits, and it's wonderful to be here. And having seen a lot of seasons in the past, I'd like to share with you a current event and the same current event many years ago, and that's the snow season. You know, the ground was blanketed with snow this morning, and until it gets waist deep, I think we could probably get around these wonderful Tullahoma streets and byways. But you know, I'm reminded of some of the days gone by. I think I mentioned it in an earlier show, that in 1939 for Easter we had an early spring, and the grass was up and the violets were up and the jonquils and tulips were all up, and sure enough, all the ladies were ready to come out in their Easter finery. Guess what happened? Saturday night before Easter, it snowed. I'm telling you, about a foot of snow, and little buttercups and jonquils, little heads were just sticking up above the snow that day. And that was not a good weather year either, because in the fall and winter of 1939 was one of the hardest freezes in the century. And the Avoca and Lake and Lake Tullahoma froze over. And I don't know whether it was Hubert Crouch or Robert Doss that bet somebody that they could drive their Model A across Avoca Lake, and I don't know what the bet was, but sure enough, they drove a Model A across Lake Avoca in the winter of 1939. In 1940, winter was not much better, because that was the winter they constructed Camp Forest here for the big Army base, and there was mud around the clock, and they had a good group of big international dump trucks that brought crushed rock from the quarry at Normandy and Lynchburg and I forget where the other one was, but they brought gravel into the Camp Forest area around the clock so they could have some kind of footing to get the trucks and material in there. But one of the worst things about that winter was the ice, terrible ice. The temperature was not too low, but the ice was terrible, and the wind. I know the trunk line of the telephone company that went down the alley between Washington and Atlantic Street that had probably 20 cross arms on it, maybe 100 wires that took the telephone communications between Chattanooga and Nashville, and they were sagging not to the ground, but they were loaded with ice. And of course, ice is the biggest enemy of the electric company. Wind is bad and rain is bad, but ice, they just didn't do more. As we all know, in the ice storm just before Christmas of '98, how the service was interrupted, and we did makeshift things to live together and stay together, and we made it fine. But Mother Nature has a way of working real hard. One of the fun things about ice and snow is if you can have some otherwise fairly decent weather, was to go sleigh riding and sledding. I know Camel's Hill, which is the second block of West Lincoln Street, before it was ever paved, was real steep and it was gravel, and that was called Camel's Hill. And it was fun to get on a great big piece of heavy cardboard or sled and run and jump on it about when you're in front of Domino's Pizza on West Lincoln Street, and you could slide all the way across the bridge, Rock Creek Bridge on West Lincoln Street. And it was fun. The police or public works people put a big 55-gallon oil drum in the intersection there of Lincoln and Jackson, and kept a fire going in it so folks could warm their hands, and it was a great time and a lot of fun. And the automobiles or vehicles couldn't come up that block of West Lincoln because it was so steep and slick. Another good sleigh riding hill was over behind the old Tullahoma Laundry there, and it was called Osborne's Hill, and you could go down on it in a sled, and if you didn't turn quick enough, you'd wind up in Rock Creek, and a lot of our buddies did do that, but it was so much fun. And along about the middle of the early middle of '70s, had a good snow on a weekend, and a lot of folks went out to the Lake Hills area near Avoca, and it was good wide roads out there and real good and slick. The sun was out, and spent the whole afternoon, that Sunday afternoon, sleigh riding. There were a couple of brothers here, the twins, Charlie and Clarence Weaver, that made a big wooden sled that probably 15 and 20 people could get on out of 2x4s and some old lumber, and they called it the dingbat. And they'd get somebody in a pickup truck or a car that would drive them all over town, had blankets, and it was so much fun. But if you're bundled up good for cold weather, why, it's really great. If you might as well not try to get out in a T-shirt because you'll freeze and take cold, but if you're bundled up real good, well, it's a lot of fun and keep warm that way. But those days were real fun. One winter, many years ago, the weather was so severe and the snow was so heavy that people ran out of firewood, and the city fathers said you can go down to South Jackson school grounds and cut some of those old oak trees down there and get you some firewood. When the school was first built there, you could not see all the way across the campus for the big trees that were there. But that particular winter, they cut down many of those trees for firewood, and that was a 13-acre block there that was the original town square. And even years before that, I asked my grandfather one time what the earliest snow was and the latest snow, and he didn't remember when the earliest one was, but he said the latest one was the corn was already up and the gardens were green, and the yards had plenty of grass and the leaves were all out and everything. And on May the 16th of 1886, they had about 18 inch to 2 foot snow that late in the year. I thought surely not in May, but sure enough, somebody called in the weather people at Channel 5 a year or two ago and asked the same question: when was the first one and when was the latest one on record? And sure enough, May the 16th, 1886, blanketed Tennessee from Memphis to Kingsport with a deep, deep snow, and it stayed, they said, for about a week. Those are some of the things that, and things of past that were related to snow. I understand that today the forecast is for, I think, a high of about 20 and possible snow flurries tonight and Saturday and Sunday and Christmas Day is supposed to be cold but dry, no snow. But I'm wondering how it would be in, where was it, in the Midwest in the last couple of weeks. They've had such terrible, deep, blowing blizzard type snows. I talked to one of my suppliers in Iowa yesterday about 3 o'clock, and the lady said, "We're getting ready to go home." I said, "How come?" She said, "We can't see across the street. The snow is blowing so hard, and the streets are slick, and we want to get home when we can." "How is it down there in Tennessee?" I said, "Well, the sun is out now, and we've had a few snow flurries, but it's pleasant, and if you bundle up real good, it's not too bad. I wish we were down there because we're up in all this heavy blowing snow, and but that's what you expect up there, you know, to have plenty of snow and that sort of thing. But we live in the sunny South, and I'm glad that we have the changing season, the 4 seasons. One last thing I remember very well, February the 16th, 1946, when our ship had just come back from the South Pacific. We pulled into Boston Harbor, and it was 26 below zero, and the wind was blowing about 50 or 60 knots off the North Atlantic. And I'm telling you right now, I prayed if the Lord get me back to Tullahoma, Tennessee in one piece and get me thawed out, I would never, ever complain about hot weather again, and I haven't. But those were really bone-chilling days. And tell you what, this is not the end of the story, because there's a lot more to come and be coming pretty soon, and we'll have some tales to tell, and we thank you so much for watching, and everybody have a good, dry, warm day.
Hi, my name is Ringo, here at Barkview Senior Living. They're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong. Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program, and are now completely handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hey Tennessee, Ross Chastain here, the guy who likes to smash watermelons on the front stretch at Nashville Superspeedway. But you know what I never smash? Safety rules. Racing's all about control, and the same goes for life on the road. So use your melon and don't mix drinking and driving. It's like trying to race with a busted engine. Be a pit crew hero, and if you've had a few, pass the keys to a sober friend, because we're all racing toward a safer Tennessee, and we want you there at the finish line.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And I'm Pat Welch, and John, we're here today for segment 86 of the Conversation with John and Pat. We're marching on to 100.
Pat, this song here probably goes along with our theme and what you're going to speak about.
We're returning to the Segway song.
This will be one.
Lay it on us.
He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice, quit that gambling and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. I once had a friend named Ramblin' Bob. He used to like to steal, cheat, gamble, and rob. He thought he was the smartest guy around. But I found out last Monday, Bob got locked up Sunday. Now he's in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. Go, Pat.
He's in the jailhouse now.
He's in the jailhouse now.
He's in the jailhouse now.
I told him once or twice, quit that gambling and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Woo!
John, if the topic ever comes up about my singing debut, it was during segment 86.
I think you did another one. You did one other. You participated in another one. It was
just verbally or actually sung?
No, Daddy sang bass.
No,
Mama sang.
Well, you used the Jackie Rabbit's voice.
That was good.
That one. That's right.
Good. Yeah,
that's right. Well, that was a good song, John. It is a great segue.
Yeah.
Because today we're going to talk about Chief Fraser McEwen. And I think most people in Tullahoma today know where Fraser McEwen Park is, down by Big Springs, where the city at one time got its water source. Backs up to Rock Creek in there, and the green space walkways back in there, Greenway, and it backs up to Grider Stadium, and the park's used for family reunions and so forth. But I don't think a whole lot of people know who it was named for, and we're going to talk about that today. Fraser McEwen was an old-time native of Tullahoma, and he was chief of police first, I believe, in 1948, and he would have served a lot between then and the mid-60s. And when I say a lot, at that time we did not have a city manager or administrator form of government, and every time the mayoral position would change, the new regime would come in, and the chief of police would have to leave, the city recorder would have to leave that served as a city judge, and they just made wholesale changes. And then that mayor may serve for 4 years, and if the other one was elected, then Fraser McEwen was back in, and the others were too. And this went on for about, I'd say probably 20 years maybe before we went to a city administrator form of government where positions were much more solid and stable. But he had almost no formal education. He married the former Betty Mullins from Tullahoma, and they courted riding a mule. So this was a rural time in Tullahoma, and he would have served then at a time of just incredible growth when the Arnold Center went in and great changes were made in Tullahoma. Let me look. Let's check back on my notes, John. A lot of my information came. Philip, let's get his pictures first. There's a picture later as he was chief on the right, and the one on the left is a picture that was painted by his daughter, Mary Jean Barton. And she I think, did a pretty good job with the likeness there. I got a lot of information, as I said, from an article that was, the Nashville Tennessean had an insert, I think it was monthly, called the Tennessee Magazine, and it was huge. And right here is a copy of one of them. You can see it's a huge insert. And they were looking for a lot of stories from Middle Tennessee that...
stories of interest.
Stories of interest, yeah. And the writer said that Chief had been wrecked, roasted, kidnapped, and fired.
Wow.
And he had doubled as both dog catcher and deputy. And the article went on from there to, it was really an interesting article. The article about him talking about being kidnapped, there was a fugitive that somehow got into Tullahoma and got his gun away from him, and they drove around, and finally he was really able to talk the fugitive out, and somehow got out of that. And he found out that if somebody had drawn a pistol on him or a rifle, and a great account was he's in a rural area breaking a still down and got caught by the owner and he had a rifle, and he said he learned a long time ago that if you just keep talking that they're less apt to shoot you. That which I thought was a really good quote.
Talk, then back away as well, you know.
Yeah,
but he couldn't. He had a job to do.
You know, I think Tullahoma's always done, the police have always done a great job with blockades of stoplights and stuff during funerals and showing respect to the family and so forth. And he really started that. See, when he was put in first in 1948, he visited all the funeral homes and said, don't start a funeral before you've called me. And then there's a 4-man staff, so they had 3 intersections would be blocked, and he made each officer wear white gloves and saluted the hearses that went by and so forth. It was really a neat thing he started and carried on.
Pat, I don't want to leave this thought, but you know where you're going to start back. But I think it's one of the most wonderful sights is for people to pull off the side of the road as a funeral procession goes down the road. I just think that's Tennessee, that's Southern, it shows reverence. It's such a nice thing, and he seemed like he was right in there.
He's right there, and said one of the things that his wife that he courted on the mule did, that she washed everybody's gloves after the funeral, and they were pristine white when it came time for the next one. Let me read a little bit. He, again, didn't have a whole lot of formal education. A big guy. He almost always had a unlit cigar in his mouth, and the picture said he weighed 263 and that kind of thing. But he just had experience and a little common sense approach to it. Let me read a paragraph or two of this article again that was there. Thanks, Philip, for helping me out there. A long time ago, Fraser McEwen learned a little trick about guilt. It pops into a man's eyes, bang, just like a window shade flying up. But you got to be looking or you'll miss it. You got to level off and look him in the eye like a dog sitting on a bird. To demonstrate his point, he slouched forward in his chair and fixes you with his icy stare that penetrates your skull and sends sparks down your backside. Which I thought was really the writer did a good job portraying Chief McEwen then.
Oh, that's good.
It really was. And he said, I believe Paul Stockton was one of his deputies. And Paul was a pretty colorful figure and similar to Chief McEwen. I mentioned that at times that a new mayor would come in and he'd be fired, and when that happened, he would normally try to run for Coffee County Sheriff and was sheriff for a while. And there's a campaign sign that we've got from '64. Obviously, that was a time when his mayor wasn't in, and he was elected sheriff. But he served, and it sounds like to me that he really loved his job in Tullahoma. Philip, we've got one more picture of the dedication of the park. There he is. There's Fraser McEwen Park, and that's, I believe, is sometime in the mid-'80s because Chief passed away in '88, which was, I can remember his name and who he was and that kind of thing, but I really felt like when I saw '88 that well, he's with us longer than I thought, and I realized this morning that's 30 years ago this year. So we're losing our hair and aging quickly, John.
Well,
yeah. Do we have you got any other questions on my research, or?
I don't think so, but that was really good, Pat. Every time now I go by Fraser McEwen Park, I know who you're talking about.
You know your 263-pound man that is a human lie detector with a stogie in his mouth.
Piercing eyes.
That's right. That's right. Through your skull. So we hope we've done a good job with Chief McEwen, and we have wrapped up segment 86. But that's not the last, John. If management will allow, we're coming back with more stories. Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
just pitiful enough to be good, you know.
It's Conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
I have a friend, Bill Keller, who has a fitness show that anybody can do, and I really think I should do it and you should do it. It's Fitness with Bill Keller coming up right now.
Complete exercise program with a warm-up, balance, breathing, range of motion, and strength. And we're going to begin with a warm-up. So start moving your feet up and down, up and down. Do this with me, up and down. Start pumping your arms, pump your arms. What we want to do is we want to get our heart rate up. We want to increase the blood flow throughout our system. Okay, so get that moving. Very good, very good. Now, let's put your arms out to your side while you're still marching. Circle them forward 3 or 4 times, and then circle them backwards. Back, circle them back. Okay, keep marching. Very good. Now a side tap. Just side tap a little. A little bit of side tap. A little bit of side tap. Okay, very good. Now, let's move on to the breathing portion. We have the blood flowing through our system now. We're going to take some deep breaths and we're going to hold them. We're going to blow out all stale air, run our hands down our leg, and a huge breath back in and hold it up here for 5 seconds, okay? So breathe out, big breath in. That's it, now hold it up here for 5 seconds. Okay, breathe it out. Huge breath back in. Very good. Now, breathe it out. Huge breath back in. Hold it up here for 5 seconds. Now, this helps exercise your respiratory system, and it helps increase your lung capacity. One more. Very good. Now, let's move on to the strength portion. This is going to be for your shoulders. So the first thing we're going to do is sit straight in our chair, good posture, and roll our shoulders back, roll them back, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to do 10, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's roll them forward 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now, if you have one shoulder that's weaker than the other, then use a strong, clasp your hands in front, elbows into the side, and use a stronger shoulder to assist your weaker shoulder. Push your hands out. If you feel any pain, stop immediately. Out and up as high as you can. And we're going to repeat that. We're going to do that 10 times. So out, up, back down, back, out, up, back down, and back. You're looking good. Up. Okay, here's 4. Coming up. And 5. Just slow, steady movement. There you go. You're looking good. 7, I believe. 8. 9. And 10. Very good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is for your rotator cuff. So step with your arms into your side, your elbows at your side, your arms at 90 degrees, and move your hands away from your body. Just slowly out and back. Okay, out, back, 2, looking good, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this right arm keeps wanting to come out from my body. 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Now, the next thing we're going to do is set good posture, and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together and hold it for 3 seconds, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3, and relax. 1, 2, 3, relax. All right, hold it, squeeze them together. Relax, squeeze them together. Relax. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. All right, very good. Now, let's move on to the balance portion. And so stand up and stand beside your chair. This is the balance portion of the program. Stand beside your chair, use it for stability if you have to. And I want you to pick your foot up and hold it for 3 seconds. Now, let's pick the other foot up and hold that for 3 seconds. Then this side, Okay, then this side. Okay, then back to the other side. And the other, we're going to do one more set. One more in each leg. Okay, now this side. And the other. Excellent. Now, let's sit down, and we're going to go to the range of motion exercises. And these are extremely important. So put your foot out and hinge down and stretch a big muscle running along the back of your leg. Both sides. Okay, so pull your chair, arms straight out. Sweep one across the front of the chest. Stretch that back muscle. The other side, same thing. Stretch your back muscle. Then hands above your head and one down behind your head, and hinge over from your elbow to your waist on both sides. Then open your chest up as wide as you can. That's good. Excellent. Now turn to the side of your chair and face the back. And stretch those two muscles running alongside your spine. Okay, the other side. Now let's move up to our necks, which is vitally important. And put your fingers on your chin and gently push your chin over the opposite shoulder. Now, the other side. Now, put your hand on the opposite side of your head and pull your ear down towards your shoulder. The other side. And then put your hand on the front side of your head and pull it back diagonally, looking up the ceiling. Do the same over here. And then put your hand on the back side of your head and down diagonally so you're looking into your pocket. Now, let's interlace our fingers. Put them on our forehead, pull our head back, and then put them on the back of our head, push your head down. Now, let's finish with 3 good breathing exercises. We're not going to hold these, so breathe out all that stale air, and huge breath back in. Breathe out all that stale air. Huge breath back in. All that stale air. Huge breath back in. Palms together and down your heart. And I thank you very much. Until the next time. Thank you.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
Service and quality at Clayton Shoes Mall. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
For over 40 years, family-owned Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration is the name you can trust for residential and commercial HVAC installation, maintenance, and repair. As we transition to our next generation of leadership, the Stroop team is committed to providing your indoor comfort needs. We at Stroop's emphasize excellence in everything we do with certified technicians, 24/7 emergency service, and free estimates. Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
We get all kinds of stuff sent in here from folks around the area And sometimes we know what it is or what it's not, and sometimes we know it's not or what it is. So we got this video in from Linda McKenzie, and it was taken at the Thomas House Hotel. It's the 2026 Songwriters Week, and we're going to play the video for you right now, and we'll all see it at the same time and see exactly what's going on.
And I thought a long time about playing this song for people because, you know, everybody gets offended, right? When you say the wrong thing, or maybe it's not the wrong thing, it's wrong for that person, but not for this person. So I'm a little nervous talking about this subject that I want to tell you about, but it's meant in fun. It's for us to laugh at ourselves. So if you can't laugh at yourself, then you have no fun in your life. So have a little fun, you know? So. Oh, I wanted to take a survey first. Can I do that? I wanted to ask the audience a question. Out of all the ladies out here, how many of you ladies have 20 pair of shoes or more? Okay. Now, same survey. Men, how many of you have 20 pair of shoes? One guy. One honest man. So that proves my point on this song. Okay, that's the only difference between men and women, right? Not really, but anyway, check it out. I'm such a good when it comes to knowing anything about my song. Such a girl when you ask me what the quarter price for. Such a girl when I'm trying on 50 pair of shoes from all of America. None of them will do. Such a girl when it takes me hours to get ready. Such a girl when you ask me if to lift anything heavy. Just a girl in the world breaking out of my shell. But I'll just say next. Never can tell, 'cause I'm a girl with prerogatives. I could change my mind, like a girl changing outfits for the 21st time. Such a girl, and if I like it, I will confess. I might tell you no, but I really mean yes. I'm such a girl. When you're thinking, I'll be talking too much, but I'll be sporting a jersey for a team that you love. I may cry when I'm happy, laugh when I'm sad, but I love to make up for you. So try and make you mad. I'm the girl for you, boy. You know it's true. You're gonna learn to love this little girl in me too. I see the boy in you, man. Different girls alone is no good. So God made me such a girl. Now every girl feels a butter knife. They say flatheads will drive them. And I'm thinking I'm sexy in my flannel pajamas. But I dress to the nines for you all of the time. 'Cause I wanna turn your head and your heart towards mine. I'm that girl who told me all for the words you say. I say I'm fine when we fight, but they're right. Emotional girls, they say what they do. But I'm gonna kiss and make up, boys. Here's the deal, I'm the girl for you, boy. You know it's true. You're gonna learn to love this little girl in you too. See the boy in you, man, but we're from two different worlds. Alone is no good, so God made me such a girl. I'm such a
this place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while,
Yeah.
where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's time for Jawing with Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, how's everybody?
Good. How are you?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. If I was any better, I couldn't stand it. I'll take that back. I had a friend who used to say that all the time, and I just couldn't resist it. I couldn't. My friend Charlie Neal.
Charlie was a
Charlie
good
Neal used
guy.
to be one of the owners of Piggy's Barbecue. That was one of his favorite sayings. Yeah, if I was any better, I couldn't stand it. I said, Charlie, that's my buddy.
You know the Neal house.
Yeah.
Right behind Piggy's.
Yeah.
There's a skeleton still standing up in that yard that's probably 20 feet tall.
Whoa.
And Fran and I were riding by there, and she said, I bet they wouldn't like that if they could look out the grave and see that thing standing up in the yard. I mean, how long's it been since Halloween?
Oh, boy, that's been...
Why would somebody leave a skeleton in their yard?
A perfectly good skeleton.
Perfectly good skeleton. It's taller than the ceiling in here.
Oh, man. Oh, maybe they couldn't climb up there. Maybe the ladder broke or something. Couldn't climb up there to get him down. I don't know.
No, it's standing out in the middle of the yard.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to go by and look at that.
It ain't against the house or nothing. It's standing out there like a tree.
That's pretty good.
What was his wife's name? I can't remember her name. Carolyn.
Yeah.
Miss Carolyn, I'll guarantee you Miss Carolyn wouldn't have had that for nothing.
They had two fine...
I don't know who owns it, though.
Had two fine kids, and Mark and Merlin.
Good people.
Yeah, they were good people. So, but I worked with Charlie for a bunch of years. We did data reduction for Arnold Air Force Base for the
Yeah.
for the rockets, and I worked in a data reduction team, and we did. And Charlie headed it up. He was our team leader, and there were several of us that worked. About 4 of us that worked that, and George Duncan was one of the guys, and Gerald Stacy, and we all worked that, and we did data reduction for the wind tunnels, for the other tunnels, for the rocket motors testing and all this. So a lot of times we were out there all night long, you know, all day and all night too.
Now explain to us normal people out here who aren't in the aerospace world, what does data reduction mean?
Okay, the big test cells they have out there are, you know, underground and above ground and all this. So what they do is they mount these motors, these rocket motors, like they build a new rocket, build a new airplane.
Sure.
And a new 747 maybe, and they or something new, that type of engine. And a big engine like that is a huge one. So they sometimes, if they can test smaller models of it, they do that. But sometimes they'll have the full size engine, and they want to test that, getting ready to put it into a plane. But we want to see how it's going to do here on the ground before we set somebody up in it, you know, in this thing. So what they do is they mount these big engines inside this test cell, huge test cells that might be as tall as 2 buildings, or 1 building especially at least, and with mechanics to go in there, and these test operators and everything. Yes, there's a ton of folks out there that do that kind of stuff, and what they do is they mount these engines in these test cells, and then they hook up all the connections just like they would on a plane, and then kind of like had a car, maybe something, punch the button and start that sucker up, you know, and they crank them up, and engines are going. I was a data manager later on in that area. I was in control of the computer area upstairs. These guys were down in the test cells, and they would shut the test cell up when they got it all finished up and got it ready to test it. Shut the test cell up and lock it down and everything. Then they pump it down, get it up into whatever conditions in the atmosphere you want it.
Sure.
You want it up in atmospheric conditions, you pump it up to a certain level and get it the inside of that test cell to agree with these numbers, and then they'd call me up as a data manager, says we need a steady state data point or something, you know. So you punch the button on the computer, or sends a message to the computer, says to take a certain amount of data, you know, or a long transient data point or whatever, if it's in motion or if it's in a steady state. And so we do this during 3 or 4 hour tests or something, and see how it comes out. And then when it's over, this whole time they're recording this on big analog tapes. Some of these tapes are this big, and they got big tape recorders back there running these, recording them. And once they get them recorded, then they'll bring them the tapes from the test cell over to a computer center, and they'll run them on another computer program, other computer programs, and I'm just saying this wide open, but anyway, this is basically what happens. They'll make a smaller tape out of it, same data, and just get it into another state, and then that makes it available for computer people to handle it. So these other smaller data tapes go to the computer center. They mount them over there, the raw data tapes, and they run them against programs that they've written to do this. And what they do is the programs actually take the data from the tape, processes, and then it prints it out over here where engineers can understand it. So that's engineering unit data.
Okay.
So that's what we did. We converted all this big analog data from the test cell and everything, run it through programs and here and there, this program over there and the other programs over here, a bunch of programs it runs
Then
through.
handed it to a person in a form that they could understand.
In a form they could understand it.
There you go. That's what we needed.
That's what it's all about.
That's a lesson from Jackie Duncan right there.
Oh God, yeah, I'm surprised I even remember that.
You did good.
I might have missed a step in there somewhere.
That's
Don't
all right.
Hey,
I tell you what, I'm impressed.
Okay, well, don't get me if I missed that little step.
Hey, you talking about jawing with Jackie? That's some good jawing right there.
I've been retired now for over about 25 years.
Lucky dog.
It's been a long time.
What are you doing while you retired?
Well,
writing a book?
Well, I mean, 25 years, I got old now, so I bet if I haven't already done it, I might be in trouble, so.
Nah.
But, yeah, I still write. I'm trying to I'm working on another book or two.
Good.
Hopefully 3 or 4 books before I leave, but right now, that's my little book, that's it.
Little book.
Only one I've done, yeah, called Living on Purpose, A Poetry of Life, and it's a great little book of inspiration.
You can find it where?
You can find it everywhere books are sold online. Everywhere books are sold online, and I even have a few copies myself, so I always carry.
You got a box full in the trunk.
Oh, I usually do. I usually do, and I'd like to do another book signing here before too long, maybe. Hopefully somebody will. You get your book together, and some more of us get a local books together.
Yeah, we will.
We just get a book signing going.
I was down. I know. Do you want to read something before we go?
Yeah, I
we
do.
got a minute.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to, since this is Women's Month, you know, I wanted to say something special about the women in my life, if nothing else. But I've had some great women in my life, and I've talked about Sister Jessie last time I was here, who's local. But then Dr. Mobley, Dr. Eugenia Mobley, it was the head of Meharry Dental School, and she just died a few years ago. And but she was the head of Meharry Dental School, and she was my cousin, and her husband was a doctor at Meharry, so they were great people. And I just wanted to highlight that, and some other little things that, you know, other people who have done great things. My Aunt Mary, she was rated number 25. I got a sheet in here to the 25 best teachers in the world, and she was rated. It's got Socrates and all these other great names on there, but her name is on there.
Oh,
her name is on there because she taught Oprah and opened up Oprah's mind in the 4th grade, and Oprah gives her credit for.
And what's her name again?
Her name was Mary Duncan.
Mary Duncan.
Mary Duncan. Go out to Oprah's website and you can see that.
Well, I tell you what we got to do.
We gotta
You go find Oprah's website. We're going to see if we can find something to make a better show.